turn of the 20th century, Black nationalism was a social and political movement of the 1920s, starting with the Great Migration. This was a giant movement of African Americans out of the rural parts of the South and into other parts of the United States. Pressures in the South include the Ku Klux Klan and the enforcement of second-class status for the blacks with racial segregation laws like Jim Crow. The North was the most appealing to Southern blacks because of the economic freedoms that were available there, unlike the South. One of the only economic opportunity centers for blacks in the South was the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama, established by Booker T. Washington. This institute's purpose was to teach blacks agriculture and industry to reach economic independence. One famous black teacher from this school was George Washington Carver, an inventor who created many uses for the peanut, including paints, dyes, and plastics. Two men involved in the new nationalism movement for blacks are W.E.B. Du Bois and Marcus Garvey. Although both of these men helped the political rights of African Americans during their time, they often bickered and argued over each other's policies. W.E.B. Du Bois was the founder of the NAACP, or the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. He was highly educated. He earned his PhD at Harvard. He believed in the eventual blending of blacks and whites into the American society. He thought this could be possible if the talented tenth of black society would lead the rest with the help from supporting whites. He founded the Crisis magazine to discuss the social inequalities of the time period and to share African American literature across the United States. Today, it is regarded as one of the most influential periodicals of the 20th century, and it is still the magazine of the NAACP. His book, The Souls of Black Folks, was proof of his support of black pride and of the many talents blacks had, from painting to literature to music. He was so supportive, in fact, that he became an advocate for Pan-Africanism, a movement where a people of the struggle should come together to work towards freedom. Marcus Garvey, on the other hand, did not believe in the integration of blacks and whites. Self-educated, with so much black pride inside of him, he believed that the key to freedom was for all blacks to live in completely, purely black communities. This notion has led him to be compared to the Ku Klux Klan, in wanting an absolute black man's country, but he had his reasons for believing so. Garvey believed in separatism because he thought white dependence was hurting their way of life. He founded the United Negro Improvement Association to promote black communities like the African homeland. And it worked beautifully. Blacks everywhere would move up north as part of the Great Migration with self-confidence. Like Booker T. Washington, he strongly believed in economic freedoms and self-reliance, which is why he helped establish the steamship company to further black prosperity. Unfortunately, this company and his ideals were ill-received by some people, along with Du Bois. People thought that the UNIA and his steamship company was a way to send blacks back to Africa. But African resettlement was only to be taken in a figurative sense. One city understood this message clearly after he delivered a speech there: Harlem. The Harlem Renaissance was an explosion of black art and culture from 1917 to 1935, as blacks fled the South after World War I. Intellectuals and artists everywhere would move north, centering in Harlem. Famous writers part of the movement included Langston Hughes, a prominent poet who used jazz rhythms in his writings, Claude McKay, a Jamaican poet who moved to Harlem to speak about social justice, and Zora Neale Hurston, one of the most famous writers, a part of the Renaissance, who is known for her short stories and her novel, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Musicians ranged from Chick Webb, a swing drummer from Baltimore, Louis Armstrong, a trumpet player from New Orleans, and Billie Holiday, a singer who became a musical legend in New York. Some of the most lively dancers were Billy Bojangles Robinson and Josephine Baker from Broadway in South Carolina. The Harlem Renaissance echoed throughout the United States to blacks everywhere. Elaine Locke, a social critic, which once described this new wave of black expression as the New Negro. These new Negroes would use jazz and blues in painting and writing to demand civil rights. The movement did little to break boundaries between blacks and whites, however, but it did reinforce racial pride in thousands of black people. This nationalism movement affected African Americans in many different ways. Many migrated to the North with their whole family. Some did not. Some moved by themselves for new opportunities not possible in the South. This is a story about one black man from Alabama who decides to leave everything behind to go to Harlem.
Be Black and Proud was a simple man who went to the Tuskegee Institute as a teenager from Alabama.
Man, being a student at the Tuskegee Institute really is fun. Learning all the tricks and trades of the business. At least that's what my friends tell me. I don't know what Booker T. Washington saw in me when he gave me this sweeping job, but it is great.
He did not know how to do, well, anything. But he wanted to go to the North and visit the cultural center of everything, Harlem. All he had was his briefcase.
Alright, B. You've been a janitor long enough. All the kids are laughing at you, that you sweep floors and you clean dishes. Why'd I go here? No matter. You're gonna leave. Your buddy Jimbo sold you this case, and now you're gonna go north. He gave me a rudimentary map. I don't know if I can trust it though, because he wrote it in crayon, but I think it's good. Alright, all you gotta do is tell your dad that you're leaving. Dad! I'm leaving! Okay, now I gotta figure out where I'm going.
He had no idea where he was going, but it didn't matter to him, so he pressed on. He found a train that said Harlem on the side, and he jumped on. What he didn't read was that he hitched a ride on livestock train. It was a smelly ride.
Oh my gosh, it's hot. I've only been away from home for about 2 minutes. I have no idea where I'm going. A train! Harlem. Alright, I made it. Oh my gosh, it smells in here.
Eventually, he reached the building his buddy told him about, the Cotton Club. B didn't know that the Cotton Club was only for whites, so he walked in without hesitation.
Oh my gosh, that train ride was horrible. At least I'm in Harlem. Where is it? Where is it? The Cotton Club. I made it. Alright.
The crowd stared at him in disgust, looking at his half-decent clothing.
Hey y'all! Wait. What do you mean? My clothes aren't that bad. Where'd I get them from? Jimbo's thrift shop.
Nevertheless, B was thirsty from his long journey and asked for a glass of water.
Okay, forget my clothing. Can I please just get a glass of water? Thank you.
Interestingly enough, someone brought him a drink. He chugged the whole thing like nobody's business.
Much obliged.
B was going to take a seat at one of the fancy chairs, but the man demanded that he pay up.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a seat and let me again sit down. Pay up for what? The water? It's not free up here. Doesn't like grow on trees or something? I don't have any money on me. This? No, not my briefcase. Please, no. No, I need this.
He wouldn't give up his briefcase without a fight.
You're not taking this away from me!
So a fight they did, and he lost miserably.
Wow, you're really strong. I lost miserably.
Inside his briefcase was nothing more than a trumpet. Poor B.
I'm sorry, sir. It's all I have. I traded all of my belongings for this trumpet and these clothes. I can't even play the thing. Oh, probably shouldn't have said that. Please let me stay. I'll make it up to you. I'll pay off the water somehow. So let me stay here, please.
Luckily for him, the man said that the club was in need of new entertainment. If B played a song, he could stay and forget about the drink.
Alright, sorry, I won't let you down. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, remember what Jimbo taught you. Nothing, he just gave you the trumpet. Okay.
Only problem, B couldn't play the trumpet. He hasn't even tried. So he put his lips to the instrument and let out a note. It wasn't terrible. He played on and the white crowd started cheering. He was a natural. He became one of the Cotton Club's permanent entertainers, and he eventually got to play alongside Louis Armstrong.
Oh, hey, Louis. Can I call you Louis? No, can't call you Louis. Mr. Armstrong? Gotcha.
Jimbo made it to Harlem a few weeks later, just to tell B that his chimney was running. B's dad came to New York too, to see B perform, and he loved it. That's it. The ultimate underdog story. From rags to riches, from sanitation worker to musical performer. Be Black and Proud, a model of black pride.
That's all, folks. Be Black and Proud here. I made it. You can too. I hope you guys took notes. I mean, this is the end of the video. If you guys didn't, then we'll get the handout or something. Peace.